Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Video Game Beat. My name's Rob, and this week we got a couple stories that we need to talk about. We got 9 stories on the dock today, and I think that's the most we've done so far. And I'm really excited because some of these are a little weird, a little bit all over the place, and some that are just a little doom and gloom. And I wonder, what does this mean for some of these developers, companies, and things like that? But before we jump in, let me tell you again, the Video Game Beat is a weekly podcast that covers that week's gaming news. If you guys want to watch it, remember, you can head on over to the YouTube channel, Ambitious Casual TV, and you can watch the video version of the podcast right there every week. It goes up on Saturdays. But let's say you don't want to watch the video version and you just want to listen to it. Well, go on over to any podcast service that you listen on, and it should be there. And if it's not, hit me up. You can hit me up on Twitter at Ambitious Casual, and there you can send me your questions, comments, concerns, or anything that you want me to talk about. You just want to communicate with me, you just want to talk back and forth right there on Twitter. The channel is also on Facebook. I've been doing a couple of Let's Plays on the Facebook side of things as well as on YouTube, just to see how that works analytic wise. And then at the same time, the channel is also on Instagram, but I rarely use that, and I'm still trying to figure out how to utilize that platform to the best of its ability. So either or, if you want to go follow it, go right ahead, follow it. You might be 1 in 5 people following that channel. But other than that, let's just jump right into the news, guys. So it was made aware to me last week. The moment I was done editing last week's episode, I was putting all the finishing touches and graphics and stuff like that on the episode, and then I pushed export. And as it was exporting, I went online and then I saw some news. I was like, how did I miss this? So I'm going to bring it over here. I want to talk about it because it's pretty big news that I can just not skip over and just let it be. Okay. So the first story of the day, Travis Scott joins PlayStation. This is weird. All right. We're heading on over to the PlayStation blog. This is by Eric Limpel, Senior Vice President of SIE. And this is how he starts off the entire article with. He says, today we're excited to announce Travis Scott has joined the PlayStation family as a strategic creative partner. Now, I'm just going to stop there, okay? Travis Scott, strategic creative partner. If y'all don't know who Travis Scott is, he's a famous rapper. And he's known for recently some creative endeavors he's taken in joining other brands. He did the whole McDonald's thing. Remember, you go up to McDonald's and tell them you want the Cactus Jack meal. I know he's done a couple other things here or there with some other companies. And recently, it was about a couple weeks ago, it was shown off that Travis Scott had his hands on the new PlayStation DualSense. And to me, right off the bat, I was like, why does he, out of everybody else, have this DualSense before video game journalist, before like Jeff Keighley, before like actually I take that back. I think Jeff Keighley had it around the same time too. But either or, before the press had it, why does Travis Scott out of everybody have the new PlayStation DualSense? It just didn't make any sense to me. So now that we are months past that entire picture that he published, it all kind of starts making sense. So the article goes on to say, we heard Travis is a huge PlayStation fan. So we started a conversation with them that led to this unique partnership, and unique it is. Those are my words, not the article. He goes on to say, through our mutual passion for gaming and creativity, we plan on collaborating with Travis and his Cactus Jack brand to produce innovative projects that we hope will delight our fans. Now, Travis Scott does say a couple words. This is what he says. I'm really looking forward to being able to showcase everything that Cactus Jack has worked on with Sony and PlayStation team. Most importantly, I'm excited to see how the PlayStation fans and family respond, and I look forward to running some games with everybody very soon. Right off the bat, I just have to say, this is kind of strange to me that we've got big name rapper Travis Scott has joined PlayStation Studios as a strategic creative partner. If y'all don't remember, years before, and things started changing recently, and I think it was when Sean Layden left the company and Jim Ryan took over, and it was even a little bit before that. It seemed like they were slowly starting to kick off the personalities of that, which was the PlayStation crew, the people who worked at PlayStation, Shuhei Yoshida, and a couple other people that worked at the top in PlayStation. They were the faces. They were the kind of the ones that in podcasts people will mention, and people, if you heard those names, you knew it was PlayStation. And then over time, I don't know if it was necessarily that they were silenced, but they just kind of got taken out of the limelight for a little bit. And now it seems like they're wanting to put that creativity or that limelight on someone who's actually a celebrity, I'm guessing, and that being Travis Scott. So they recently posted a video, and you guys can go check it out. It's on their PlayStation YouTube channel. And it's kind of like a PlayStation 5 global launch trailer, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a throwback to some old trailers back in the day, and it's a cool aesthetic and everything. And obviously Travis Scott's the one who is voicing the narration of it, but overall it just leads me to just wonder, what is it that Travis Scott has to give to Sony or PlayStation as a whole that is worth their time? I know that the Cactus Jack, I guess, name is a big deal, I guess. I mean, look, I listen to music. I love music. Don't really keep up with Travis Scott all that much, but is that Cactus Jack, is his brand really that big to want to collaborate with PlayStation? And would he give them a further reach than they would have not been able to do on their own? It's just strange, And to me, it seemed a little weird, because whenever this announcement happened, and I don't have this as a story because it's kind of, well, actually, I do have a story, and you know what? We'll lead into the second story, which is the console reveals galore. This is coming as this week we finally start getting the unboxings of these consoles. Last week, the consoles were shipped out, the PlayStation 5s. I know some people already had the Xbox Series X ahead of time, but this week we're kind of getting more of the unboxings of these consoles, and it was really, really cool to finally see that out there, to see videos of it out there, and seeing, the reactions of people within the games industry, people within tech, and just celebrities and all. And so, along with all these unboxings was obviously the big meme regarding the Xbox Series X. And if you guys don't remember, when the Xbox Series X was first shown off, people kind of made fun of it, and it became a meme that it looked like a fridge. Well, obviously, Xbox has been killing it on their social media, and they wanted to play into the meme a bit. So they actually created the Xbox Series X fridge. And it's an actual humongous fridge that looks exactly like an Xbox Series X. I know a couple tech people got it. I know iJustine got it from YouTube. And then I also know Snoop Dogg got it. But along with the fact that Snoop Dogg getting the Xbox Series X fridge, this is where it comes into play with Travis Scott, okay? They really push Snoop Dogg getting this fridge as kind of like a marketing thing. Like, hey, we got this rapper behind us. We got this cool name behind us. Snoop Dogg is on the Xbox side. And then it seemed like PlayStation was like, oh, we got the rapper on our side. We got Travis Scott. So it's just this weird thing of like, one, I honestly think that Travis Scott is way more relevant than Snoop Dogg, if I'm gonna be honest. And it's just kind of weird to see the fact that the moment that everything happened with Travis Scott announcement of Travis Scott joining PlayStation, automatically we started getting videos of Snoop Dogg getting the fridge, and it seemed weirdly timed out that both of these rappers' names were now being thrown around in the games industry because they're being elevated by these video game behemoths, being like, these are our spokesmen in a way, these are our rappers in a way that are presenting our products. It just was really weird. I don't even know what to think about it, to be quite honest, but look into it however you guys want to think of it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If Travis Scott joining PlayStation is a good idea, if it's kind of like a weird idea, I don't know. I really don't even know what to think about it. I guess we'll see. I mean, the trailer that they released with Travis Scott was okay. It seemed like they're trying to make this cool, emotional, epic kind of trailer, and I just couldn't take Travis Scott's voice seriously. It was almost like that Apple commercial with Steve Jobs' voice. That trailer is amazing. But Travis Scott's voice over this thing, it just kind of sounded lame. And I'm sorry to all you Travis Scott lovers out there, but it was a lame trailer. But going back to the fridge, yeah, they released a fridge. Fridge looks actually pretty cool, not gonna lie. And it's humongous. It is humongous. So props to Xbox team for actually leaning into that, because it's good to have a little bit of a smile these days in regards to the lead up with the console releases, and it's fun to finally know that we're almost getting there. Every single time we see a little bit more of the consoles, a little bit more news here or there regarding these consoles, it's super cool because you're just reminded, man, we're almost there. We're getting there. We're a week away. We're a couple days away. Like, it's all adding up quickly. So I really can't wait, and it's very exciting. All right, on to story number 3. And this is kind of 2 stories in one. So we're going to start off with the first story 3.1. Cyberpunk 2077 is delayed again. This comes straight from Cyberpunk's Twitter account at Cyberpunk Game. This is what they posted. And this is from Adam Badowski and Marcin Owinski. Hey everyone, today we've decided to move the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 by 21 days. The new release date is December 10th. This game was supposed to release, this is off the quote. This game was supposed to be released literally like within the next week and a half. And it's crazy. This is the second delay this year, if I'm not mistaken. It was supposed to be released in March or May of this year, and then they delayed it further out. I'm pretty sure the reason why is to give them a bit more time to accommodate the game for the newer gen consoles. And then here they are again, delaying it by 21 days into December. They continue. Most likely, there are many emotions and questions in your heads. So, first and foremost, please accept our humble apologies. The biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare and test 9 versions of it. This is crazy because the moment that they put this out there, it really opens up your mind to think, man, a lot of these developers are really having to push it right now when it comes to next gen consoles, especially this gen where everything is backwards compatible. They say these are all the 9 different versions they're working on regarding Cyberpunk. The Xbox One and the One X, and then compatible with the Xbox Series S and the Series X, the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, and compatible with the PS5, PC, and Stadia while working from home. So they're having to accommodate all these consoles at once. Obviously, we are in a pandemic, so they're trying to accommodate all this while their whole team is working from home. So it's putting some more time on them that they were not even necessarily expecting. So they go on to say, since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards almost being a next-gen title, somewhere along the way, we need to make sure everything works well and every version runs smoothly. We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says that 21 days can make any difference in such a massive and complex game, but they really do. Some of you might also be wondering what these words mean in light of us saying we achieved Gold Master from some time ago. Passing certification, or air quotes, going gold, means the game is ready, can be completed, and has all content in it. But it doesn't mean we stop working on it and raising the quality bar. On the contrary, this is the time where many improvements are being made, which will then be distributed via a day 0 patch. This is the time period we undercalculated. We feel we have an amazing game on our hands and are willing to make every decision, even the hardest ones, if it ultimately leads to you getting a video game you'll fall in love with. Yours, Adam Badowski and Marcin Owinski. Now, with this news, look, Cyberpunk, they can take all the time that they need. This game is an extremely, extremely ambitious game, and they know that they need to get this right. It's been a good number of years since The Witcher 3 came out, which being their last game. And with them hyping this game up, I think they've been working on this game for about 7 years now. There's so much hype around this game that they have to deliver. And based off of rumors that were circulating around, it's said that they're having trouble getting this game to work smoothly on current gen consoles. Current gen consoles being like the PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox, and the Xbox One X. So it seems like everything in regards to next gen, they're done. They're good to go. But they're trying to accommodate the game for these current gens, not next gen yet, current gen, so it works smoothly. And so, look, to them, all I say is take all the time that you need. I tweeted out and said, Cyberpunk, take all the time that you need. If you guys need more time, go for it. Now, I know that the conversation surrounding this all comes down to crunch. The workers are having to work crunch. They're having to work overtime. Look, the best to them. I'm hoping that the company does its best to accommodate the employees. I know in Poland they have working laws over there, so they have to pay them time and a half and all these different things. So they're being accommodated for sure. And remember, if you a couple weeks ago, I went over how much of a bonus these guys are going to be getting. They're going to be getting some fat checks when this game releases. So 21 more days. Hopefully that means they can kind of take a load off and not have to really crunch within a few number of days and actually spread them out a bit. So hopefully. Now, this story leads to story 3.2, okay? And this one's a little upsetting. So the way it kind of titled this is, I just titled it plain and simple, Don't Be Man Babies. This comes from Andrzej Zadowski, and he is, if I'm not mistaken, the director. He's the senior game designer of CD Projekt Red. And he posted this. This was literally, I believe, the same day or the day after them releasing that the game was being delayed a bit. And this is what he posted on Twitter. He posted, "This is one of the mildest messages some of us got. There were far, far worse. Every single one is being reported. We will not let it go through. Do not treat it lightly. Do not ignore it. It is serious. That said, I'm off Twitter a couple days. Take care." And on there, he posted a couple screenshots of what looked like messages from what could be fans, which if this is a fan, I don't want you to ever be one of my fans or any fan of any of these companies, but practically saying that they're getting sent death threats. They're being harassed online, just basically off of the fact that they delayed the game by 21 days. And honestly, I just wanted to bring this up because of the fact that I just wanted to make it known that, look, these are just video games at the end of the day, dude. These are just video games. And if you're getting this upset that your game that you want to play is getting released is being delayed by 21 days, I'm sorry, you're a big baby and you got to get over yourself. This is not acceptable to any of these developers that are making these games. If you're saying these things to them, telling them that release Cyberpunk or you and your family will be persecuted, like, okay, one, you obviously don't even know what it takes to make a game. And two, you got nowhere else to just let your frustration out. So you're just coming online and put it out there. So all I have to say is, one, get over yourself, stop being a baby, and let these guys take their time. This is an art form that they're making, and they're literally putting their passion behind this. So let them make the game, let them take the time and wait for the game to be released. All right. Okay. Story number 4, and again, this is another two-parter within one. Xbox loses 2 video game directors. And this is strange, okay? So the first story I'm going on, and I know you guys might know what the first one's going to be about, okay? Halo Infinite loses another director. This comes straight from Kotaku's Nathan Grayson. According to Bloomberg, Chris Lee, the 343 Industries studio head who oversaw production of Halo Infinite, is now off the project. And this is what he has to say. "I have stepped back from Infinite and I am looking at future opportunities." And that's practically it. What's so crazy about this is the fact that literally last year, Tim Longo, who was the creative director then of Infinite, left the project. And then let's not forget this. When the whole Xbox Series X showcase happened and they showed off Halo Infinite, that it was going to be released this year on the release date of these new consoles. And then it got pushed back because of people saying the game does not look up to date. It honestly didn't look good. It didn't look next gen. There was something wrong about it. So they obviously pushed it out, and they would kind of look like they're having to redo a lot of production of the game. And so with that, I'm just blown back, and I'm just wondering, like, what is this game going to be? Is this game doomed? Is Halo Infinite doomed? And who is the right director to come in and actually bring this series back? I'll be honest, when I put in my pre-order for Xbox Series X, I did it because I wanted to make sure that I had access to the Xbox exclusives, and one of them was Halo. I was very excited for this Halo Infinite. It kind of felt like a reboot. It kind of felt like a refresher of the series and bringing it back to what it used to be. And then now I feel like not only but a lot of the fans out there are kind of losing hope as to, is this game going to actually be good? Is it going to live up to the hype? It is in some very bad development hell right now. So I'm hoping all those that are at 343, I'm hoping they can find a director soon, someone who's actually passionate about the project and actually wants to see this thing through and through and see it actually be something great. I think honestly, Halo Infinite is like that one game that Xbox really, really needs to really hit the map and be a competitor regarding to PlayStation. PlayStation has all these exclusives, man. We got Spider-Man, Horizon, God of War, The Last of Us, Uncharted, Death Stranding, Bloodborne. Like, they have all these exclusives, and Halo Infinite was going to be one of those big exclusives that can literally just give them some competition in the fall season of this year to go up against Miles Morales, and it's not there anymore. It got pushed to next year, and now it's just, I think it's, well, they're waiting now for a new director. So that's one director that walked out on the project. The second director for Microsoft came from Everwild, loses its director, guys. So Simon Woodruff has resigned from his position at Rare for the Everwild game. I don't know if you guys remember, this was shown off on the Xbox Series X showcase. It didn't have any gameplay. It kind of was just like an animation story piece. Not even story. It was just like visuals showing off what the game could be. It's on its very, very early stages. And now it's lost its director. So again, not much is said here. This has come straight from Bloomberg, again, saying that they lost their director. And anything regarding Everwild is very scarce because there's not much info out there. So it's just wondering now, Xbox has lost two directors. Halo Infinite's director and now Everwild's director. Both of these games being exclusive to the Xbox platform. So what does this mean for Xbox so far? So far, I'm telling you this, it doesn't look good for them. It doesn't look like there's any hope in Xbox exclusives. Now, this is just two out of what I think they acquired over like 17 studios within the past couple years. So they have so much more in the bank, but to hear that they're losing a lot of directors is it's a little strange. And honestly, you don't really hear all that much regarding like PlayStation directors. But again, I'm hoping that the Everwild team can find another director so they can continue their game. And it just scares me in regards to the future of Xbox. I'm really hopeful for Xbox. I really want them to win. I really want them to be a competitor. And they're really hitting hard right now in playing and racing in their own lane, while PlayStation is racing in their own lane, and then Nintendo's racing in their own lane. So is this going to hurt them in the long run? I don't think so. It is just very interesting to see two directors within a week drop out of these two Xbox exclusives. Just keep an eye on it, guys. Keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. Story number 5. This comes straight from GameSpot's Steve Watts. Far Cry 6 and Rainbow Six Quarantine delayed till March 2021. What am I listening to? Oh, this video out of nowhere just started playing. What in the world? That scared me. Okay, so coming straight from GameSpot, Ubisoft has delayed both Far Cry 6 and Rainbow Six Quarantine to the fiscal year 2021 to 2022. Sometime between April 2021 and then March 2022. It's interesting because, one, they didn't really give any details as to when these games were going to necessarily come out. It was assumed that it might come out this year. But I think, for one, it's just a given. I think it's smart that they delayed the game Rainbow Six Quarantine from this year to next year. Not quite sure if that would probably rub a lot of people the wrong way. This year being the year 2020, the year of COVID quarantine. So let's push that game. That game can wait. I'm very excited for it. But again, we can wait. I'm pretty sure that's not going to do well for them marketing wise. Far Cry 6 though, I've been very excited for this. I played Far Cry 5. I played Far Cry 4. And with them bringing in a big actor into Far Cry 6, it just made me very excited. But now it just seems like, based off of what the companies are saying, due to their financial earnings, they're saying that they're seeing good turnouts this year. And it's kind of like, hey, we're seeing some good turnouts. Let's just push these babies to next year, and then we can just continue the flow of money coming consistently. I'm guessing. I don't know. But it's just kind of interesting that they would push them to next year, and it makes you wonder, did Ubisoft not really have much planned for next year anyways? Either or, pushing them out to another year means they can work on them a bit more, polish them a bit more. And obviously, for people having to work from home and a lot of these big game studios having to work from home, it makes things difficult. And so developing these games is a bit of a difficulty and brings challenges. But either or, again, these guys, take your time. We'll see what happens, and we'll be waiting. Again, these are next-gen games. And if you guys don't remember, next gen games starting at $70. No more $60 games, guys. No more $60 games. All right. Story number 6. Final Fantasy 16 details revealed. This comes straight from Polygon's Julia Lee. We got to see a bit more details regarding Final Fantasy 16. They first showed it off at the PlayStation 5 showcase, and it was like a long 7-minute trailer, just kind of like a showcase of, yo, this is kind of what the story's going to be for this game, and here's some of the new characters. I've been seeing a lot of people hate on the style of these characters just because it kind of has like this old ancient like kingdom look to it. But man, when I see this picture, and you guys are going to see it, it's on the screen right now. When you see the picture to the new character, he goes by the name Clive. That was what was revealed recently in these new details. Clive, this style looks legit, dude. Whenever you get just that cool, dark, grungy, long cape, this guy looks like he's just ready to go fight 10 dragons at one time. Count me in, dude. I buy 10 of these games and pass them out for free. I can't wait for this game. A couple things that they just talked about is just some of the Mother Crystals icons and some relationships between the characters. So they went a little bit into the stories, how you're Clive and you need to protect your younger brother, Joshua. And then they just talked about different things like Mother Crystals and icons, which are affiliated with the Mother Crystals, and it's just different bits and pieces here in regards to the way the story works, the way the game works. So go check that article out. But again, the main thing that I really wanted to touch on, and there really wasn't all that much that they wanted to talk about. Like I said, they just saying a little bit of the story and just a couple of details here or there. But again, to me, the one thing I want to point out is, guys, this artwork, dude. This artwork is so dope. I've always been a fan of Final Fantasy artwork. Whenever Final Fantasy 13 first started going, and from then on, just, dude, their art has just been on top of it at all times. Very excited for Final Fantasy 16. And again, we do not have any idea when it's going to be released. This game's probably going to be released next year. If anything, my bet, May of next year. If not, get ready. You're going to see this game in the fall next year. Write it down, guys. Write it down. Put my word on it. So yeah, that being a PlayStation 5 exclusive. And now on to story number 7. New Demon Souls details revealed. This comes straight from Eurogamer. In a recent playthrough with Famitsu, Director Gavin Moore said that it is really important that we make sure we stay true to the original creator's vision. Obviously, he's talking about Demon Souls. They asked him a couple questions about the game. One, obviously, they upgraded the visuals of this game. If you guys haven't seen this yet, out of all of the next gen titles that are going to be released, I am the most excited for Demon Souls. There is nothing that looks more next gen than that game. The shadows, the ray tracing, the way everything looks, it is just on a whole nother level. And it just blows my mind that we are finally in this place, that a game like this exists. A question that they were being asked is there going to be any difficulty sliders? They said no. I saw a couple rumblings in the industry kind of, talking them down a bit, being like, why would you not put any difficulty sliders for the sake of accessibility? Like, why would you not keep in mind of players that are like, they want to play the game, but it's too hard for them? And the way they kind of said it was like, that's the point of the game. We're not going to change it. The point of the game is it's to be difficult. It's to be played difficult. And they don't feel like they're going to change that. And so then obviously they caught some flack with that. But again, I want to make some things clear. Difficulty and accessibility are completely two separate things. And the thing that they were talking about was about difficulty. And they said that the difficulty is not going to change. They're not going to make it easier. They're not going to make it harder. The way the game is the way it's supposed to be. And honestly, that's how these Souls games are. Demon Souls, Dark Souls, all three of them, Bloodborne, Sekiro, they're known for being difficult. That's just how the game works. And let me clarify that a bit. Not necessarily difficult, but the way you have to approach the game is very different compared to other big games out there. You need to be slow, methodical. You need to think before you attack, understand your player's movements, things like that. That's what they were talking about. They weren't talking about accessibility. Now, do we know if they added any accessibility within the game to help them out? We'll know when we get there, and then if they didn't, then we can judge them for that because of the fact that that Blue Point didn't go as far enough to add the accessibility to help players out there who need aid in playing the game. But difficulty, that doesn't matter. The game is made to be played the way that it is, so keep it the way that it is. You want people to play it that need a little bit of help. That's where the accessibility comes into play. Not difficulty, accessibility. All right, guys, we have 2 more stories, okay? 2 more stories and we're out of here. This comes straight from Playdate. Playdate, if you guys don't remember, is a new little console that's coming up. You're going to see it right on the side of the screen. It's a cool looking console that is very much so. The first time you look at it, it looks like the top screen of a Game Boy Advance SP, but with buttons. And it's really cool. It's got 2 buttons, got a D-pad, and then on the side of it has a crank that you utilize so that way you can either move the character or utilize it within the gameplay within whatever games they're making. They came out with a new update today, and I've been extremely, extremely excited for this. I've been extremely excited for Playdate, Analog's Pocket, which I got that'll be coming out next year. But Playdate as well. It's just cool to see these newer consoles coming from these people that are not any of the big names. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. It's cool to see these people wanting to be like, hey, we're going to make something, and we're going to make something different and cool. And it can only exist within this realm. Like, I don't think they expect this to be like gangbusters and millions of them sold left and right. I hope it does. But I think they're looking at this as like this small niche thing that people can go and make games for this. So this is what they have to say. Quick summary, a tough year, but our season 1 games are locked with more games than planned. The hardware is locked, the OS is almost there, and mass production for batch 1 starts next month. They go on to say Playdate orders should start in early 2021. We'll have a special video update with lots more details soon, and then you can sign up for the email list regarding that. So they continue. Okay, let's get down to it. Despite 2020 trying very, very hard to defeat us, from our factory shutting down for many months to all of us learning to work together from home, we've never stopped working on Playdate. And at last, we're seeing a light at the end of the bright yellow tunnel. What have we checked off our list this year? Season 1 is locked. There's bonus great news too. We use our extra time to commission even more Season 1 games from more developers. Soon, in a special video update, we'll reveal the names of each of the Season 1 games. Please look forward to it. I'm looking forward to this, guys. Go and take your time to go on YouTube and see some of these games that are shown off on the Playdate. They look very Game Boy-esque, but at the same time, very high def because the screen that they're using is a very high def looking screen. It just looks so cool. And I can't wait to see with something that's so minimal. I believe some of the greatest creativity comes out of that because you have to work around the limitations and get creative. And that's sometimes how some of the best stuff is made. The hardware is locked. We've fine-tuned the crank. We've tweaked the boards. We've addressed some potential quirks found in early developer preview units. Playdate is locked and ready for production, unless we change it again. Also, after 3 months of paperwork, many days of tenuous travel, and a 2-week mandatory quarantine, our USA-based manufacturing specialist, Steven, has just made it to Malaysia. Next week, he'll be at our factory to supervise mass production and make sure everything is perfect. Next point, hardware certifications. With both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, Playdate has had to be thoroughly tested to make sure it operates within radio limits. We're relieved to note that as of July, Playdate is fully FCC certified and is MIC certified for Japan and CE certified for Europe. The packaging is also locked. They showed off the box right here on the website. Go check it out, guys. The box looks super cool, super simple. I can't wait, dude. It has a nice looking gloss to it. The SDK improvements for developers. We've been working nonstop on our SDK. This includes adding better collision detection, a web-based font making tool, faster Lua performance with Lua 5.4, and greater parity between our Lua and C APIs. Now, with this, remember, you can make your own games with this. So when you plug this thing into your computer, go on at it and start making your games. That's the coolest thing about this. And I believe you can submit them to see if they can actually get on the store so people can actually get them, which is really, really cool. I can't wait. And then the Playdate developer preview, we delivered hundreds of Playdate units to developers of all skill levels all around the globe, from industry veterans to pixel artists writing their first lines of code. We also set up a developer forum for support and guidance and a very fun developer Discord. And yeah, they're showing a couple bits of like gameplay here on the screen, which is super, super cool. And that's about it. So keep your eyes out on it, guys. They have a bit more pieces of information on here regarding release dates and things like that. Sign up so you can be notified whenever more details come out. So again, I'm very excited for the Playdate. I even reached out to them. Hey, shoot your shot. I reached out to them to see if I can get early access to it. I'll pay for it because I want to support the team and their vision, but trying to see if I can get some sort of early access to this thing because I'm really excited. And the final story, guys. This is a big one. This one actually, I freaked out when I saw this today. We are all stoked for the Miles Morales game that is coming out in just a matter of a week and a half for the PS5, also PS4. And they just released today that the Spider-Verse costume for Miles Morales is coming to the game. And not only that, just the aesthetic of it is all cool. This comes from James Stevenson on his Twitter account. James Stevenson, if you guys don't know, is where is it? No, it's taking a while to load. He's a community director at Insomniac Games. James Stevenson, he tweeted out, the incredible vibe the verse suit mod causes the suit to mimic the visual frequency of another Earth. The special animation you see, you can equip it or attach it to a different suit. So if you guys remember from the Spider-Verse movie, Miles Morales moved in a different way. While Peter Parker moved like, if you're watching the movie, like let's just say 60 frames per second, he moved along with those frames. Miles Morales, I think he moved at like a quarter of the frame rate. Obviously to show that one, he's new to the game. He's a new Spider-Man. He's not very fluid in his whereabouts when he's swinging, when he's fighting. So it had this weird kind of stop animation look to it. And they applied that to the suit in the game itself. And then you can also apply that little animation to all the other suits if you want to. So go check out the video, guys. It's on Insomniac Games YouTube channel, on their Twitter. It's super, super cool, man. And it's interesting because I'm wondering the way that the Spider-Verse body looks compared to Miles Morales' body in the video game. One is very cartoony looking and very skinny. And one, which is the one on the PS5 game, he looks a bit more like human-like. You know, he's got a little bit of abs here or there, but he's more human-like. So I'm wondering if there's a portion in the game where he takes his mask off, is his head just going to be his head that's on just a cartoony body? Or is his head going to look like the head from the movie? I don't know. That's pretty interesting. I never thought about that until just right now. But I wonder how they will do that workaround. I'm trying to think if in the original game, when you're playing Spider-Man, no matter what suit he is in, if he had his mask off, would you see the suit that you chose on him? And I'm pretty sure you would. Well, anyways, that's the last story, guys. Again, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to let me know what you thought about any of these stories today, leave them down in the comments down below. And if you're not watching on YouTube, well, then go hit me up on Twitter at AmbitiousCasual. Leave me your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, ideas right over there. I'll get back to you guys, maybe even bring them up on the next show. And don't forget, if you guys are watching this, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, share on social media so all your friends can see it, as well as on podcast services. Go ahead, rate it, and then share it with your friends as well. So that way they can listen to it and then they can go share it if they like it as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. Peace out. And one more week, or week and a half. I think we have one more video game beat until the final release of the consoles. That's crazy. That is very crazy. See you guys next time.